at the dog show. She was holding my left arm, but everyone was acting normal, so I tried to look nonchalant. We both said I really love you. The Shriners loaned us cars. We raced up and down the sidewalk 20,000 million times. Why would they send her over anyone else? How should I react? These things happen to other people. They don't happen at all, in fact. When you're following an angel, doesn't mean you have to throw your body off a building. Somewhere they're meeting on a pinhead, calling you an angel, calling you the nicest things. I heard they had the space program. When they sing, you can't hear, there's nowhere. Sometimes I think I kinda like that, and other times I think I'm already there. Gonna ask for my admission. Gonna speak to the man in charge. The secretary says he's on another line. Can I hold for a long, long time? I found out she's an angel. I don't think she knows I know. I'm worried that something might happen to me if anyone ever finds out. Why would they send her over anyone else? How should I react? These things happen to other people. They don't happen at all, in fact. When you're following an angel, doesn't mean you have to throw your body off the building. Somewhere they're meeting on a pinhead, calling you that angel, calling you the nicest things. I heard they had the space program. When they sing, you can't hear, there's nowhere. Sometimes I think I kinda like that, and other times I think I'm already there. When you're following an angel, doesn't mean you have to throw your body off a building. Somewhere they're meeting on a pinhead, calling you an angel, calling you the nicest things. Hi, my name is Gravity Groove of the Not Safe for Work Magic. That was They Might Be Giants song called She's an Angel, off the very first album. I've seen them live a few times, a lot of times actually, but I remember seeing them when I was really young in SUNY Oneonta in upstate New York. A lot of my memories are attached to musical performances. We are still quick drafting, folks. We are still doing it the wrong way because we do not have enough packs and rares yet to do a big opening. I'm using this little tracker page, and it says I have 79 packs owned. It's tracking all the different rares I've owned, and it says I have estimated 18 drafts to collect all the rares. That's an estimation. It varies slightly with how many I pick up from each draft, but we are continuing to go along with that premise. So I don't believe we have any Arnies. You may change Arnie Broken Brow's base power to 1 plus the greatest power among other creatures you control until end of turn. Just as power. So this is a card that wants to be in a Gruul deck. Like, really, really wants to be in a Gruul deck. Wants Lindworms and whatnot. I have no Arnie Broken Bows, so we'll just take one. That'll be one. There's lots of good stuff in this pack, honestly. If we weren't taking Arnie, we'd almost certainly be taking Svella or Packmate, both of which are great. And then there's also even a Shimmerdrift Veil and a Pick, which is a card I love. Ideally, we'll get a land or a pick back from this, I guess. Like, these things won't make it back. Okay, so Vega is also a very strong card and would allow us to hedge if we start getting a lot of white and blue cards. This is fine, but it's really expensive for what it does and does require you to already kind of have a really good board to be exceptional. Vega can be a lot of card advantage. Craven Hulk is just okay, and we'll probably see more Craven Hulks. Iron Verdict also pretty good. This is a solid pack as well. I think we just stay open here and take the most powerful card, which is probably Vega the Watcher. Although that does... two color requirements this early is probably a bad idea, right? Which kind of makes me just almost want to take the Iron Verdict or the Masked Vandal. I mean, I guess Boros would be okay here, but this really, really wants to be a Gruul deck, right? Like, just aggressively wants to be a Gruul deck. Huh. I'm actually kind of stumped here. Our last couple quick drafts, I don't record every draft. My last couple quick drafts were really mediocre. They were like 2-3 and 3-3. Because quick draft is just like so much harder to figure out because the signals are just very unclear. If I was just taking the best card here, I would take Vega. But if I was hedging for what I think Arnie would be good in, it would be Masked Vandal or Iron Verdict. Just gotta take the most powerful card here, right? We might not play either of these, but we'll just take the most powerful card. Ravager is really, really powerful. Frost Augur requires a pretty deep commitment. Giant's Amulet is fine. Tormenting Helm, also very good for this potential archetype. I think we have to take Ravager. It seems like just really good. So there's a Bergstrider here, which is very powerful, which could lead us in the direction of Blue-Red Giants, which is fine. There's not a lot else in this pack that's very interesting. The Raven Wings is playable, but not the premium equipment we usually want. I'd rather have a Tormenting Helm. Pardon me, or a Rune Crown. If we ended up with good enough fixing, we could potentially splash a Vega as well. Feeling very unsure today. A lot of good red cards. Well, a good red card. Sod Cummings also fine, but Firewalk is pretty great. Squash also pretty great. And a very late Squash. Okay. Well. Okay. Huh. Well, the Blue-Red Giants deck is more of a mid-range strategy, so I don't know how useful Run Amok is. Invasion is fine. We're probably not playing this. We didn't really lose much out of that, though. I mean, we could have taken the Craven. I don't like Raven form, but if our removal is really bad, we could take it. I mean, we've already got 2 squash. We're probably not going to play it, even if that's what was left to us. This is probably a fine filler card. And it does sort of pseudo fix. We got another giant here. Pup's playable, but not ideal. We could also end up red-green and just splash blue. I would like to pick up a few snowlands to try to make our Bergstrider, few Bergstrider things, though. Blessing of Frost. I don't think we have 4 of these. Blessing of... Nope, this would be the 3rd. So we're taking that, even though we probably can't play it at all. If we were not taking the Blessing of Frost, we would likely be taking... Oh, another squash. Yeah, definitely another squash. There's no reason to go out of color, like for struggle. Green in this pack is really strong. Firewalker's nice. Shimmerdrift Veil's nice. Wow, geez, man. Just like everything. Everything in this pack. I think I want the Veil. We'll probably find another Bergstrider if we want it, but Bergstrider's a lot less valuable if we don't have some snowlands. And if we can manage to pick up enough snowlands or enough fixing lands, we could potentially throw a couple good green cards in here too. Oh, it's got to be Glimpse. Like, I'm staring at this like there's a real choice here. Glimpse is nuts with all these giants. Tormenting Helm. Probably what we want here. Snow-Covered Mountain, also pretty good. How good is Tormenting Helm, though? If we're not that aggressive of a deck, Tormenting Helm is... I do like being able to swing combat math a little bit. It can be pretty useful in the long game. But we're probably going to find another one, another piece of equipment before all is said and done. Behold the Multiverse of the Island. We got to take Behold the Multiverse. That's just nuts. Another Firewalker or another Mountain. I really like the Firewalker. We don't have a lot of 3-drops. If we can set up a good enough board, we can like tap something with Berg and get extra value out of our Firewalker. I could also totally see people wanting to take the Mountain there. It's very reasonable. Honestly, we don't really want to run any of these. It would be nice if we find the blue giant that lets you get a spell if you've already cast a spell. But we might. Okay, there's our Tormentor's Helm. We could take Kinseekers or Tormentor's Helm. I'd rather take the Helm here. I like having one piece of equipment, even if this is more of a mid-range deck and it might be less dependent on that sort of thing to get through. I still think it's pretty good. Would I run a Snow-Covered Plains just to have another Snowland? We do have 2 boasting creatures here. Do we have any other boasting creatures? Oh, 3. We could run this. I don't think we want any of this stuff. Again, I would like a couple more pieces of interaction. We've essentially just got 2 squashes and a Basalt Ravager. That's not really enough. I'd like to see 4 to 6 of that effect. We don't really have any combat tricks either. We're real straightforward, just critters and a couple value spells. Huh. Another Tormentor's Helm. Probably not running that, but... might run that. Cyclone Summoner. Okay, it's another giant. When this enters the battlefield, if cast from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hands, except for giants, wizards, and lands. Okay, I mean, it's a rare. It's a giant card. I think we have to take it. The green in this pack is super insane. Provoke the Trolls, also fine. But we're taking the rare here because it lines up with our rare drafting strategy for now. Cyclone Summoner, that is the first one of those that we have seen. Oh, squash. It's another squash. Take it. Our creature count's a little low here. It does offer me some concern. Got a lot of removal, but we do not have a lot of creatures. Avalanche Caller is very powerful, obviously, but we've got all of 2 snowlands. We've never really gotten the pieces we need to have a reasonable splash. This is definitely right out. Frostbite is probably fine here, although Hoggy Mob also reasonable. We'll probably find another Hoggy Mob or similar. Yeah, this is all bad for us. Blizzard Brawl, of course, nuts. Horizon Seeker also very good, but just take the snow-covered land there. I guess Cinderheart Giant is what we're taking here. Curve is really, really, really high. Okay, okay. Svella is obviously very powerful. We can't realistically splash it, though. We just haven't gotten offered color fixing things. And while Svella, I think, is super powerful, I don't think it would see much use in this deck. I think Liberator or Firewalker or Axed Cavalry are all pretty good other choices. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, which we can play these if we have to. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a lot of 2-drops. Liberator's not a very good 2-drop, though. Axe Cavalry, I think, is better than Liberator. Firewalker, though, I mean, is just probably the best 3-drop on average as a common, I think. Yeah, it's hard to not take that. It's hard to not take that. Jeez. Well, we have 3 of them now, so we're just going to take the Hoggy Mob. Shackles is cute. We don't have any way to destroy artifacts or enchantments in these colors, obviously. This is a little sad. I don't think we're playing any of these cards we're seeing right now. Craven Hulk seems pretty solid for us. Definitely better than Harbinger. Funeral Longbow. Probably not playing that. Probably not playing that. Too many of our creatures, I think, are going to end up being large and just make that a bad target. We'll just take something. Hoggy or Kinseekers? Huh. Well, Kinseekers is probably often going to be able to get the counter and scry because our deck is pretty heavily giants. and Berserkers, apparently. We never did end up getting a second Bergstrider, which is a little sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I mean, the fact that it's a changeling is also good for the Ravager, right? Because it counts as every type. We've got 1, 2. We've got either 2 or 5 drops. Yeah, I guess the Kinseeker is okay. Probably not running a Frostpeak Yeti. I really find this card under the curve for what I consider playable. I do wish we ended up with a couple more Snowlands, just so maybe Frostbite would have a chance to more reliably be active, or our Bergstrider, but we're not heavily in snow at all, so it probably doesn't matter. If we're just trying to survive, if I'm playing creatures that I don't want to play, it's probably this over Fearless Pup, right? Although I might just end up running a split of one of each. This looks like a pretty reasonable deck on the surface. Our top end is pretty intensive, so we probably are running 17 land. We are kind of mana hungry, and we do have Glimpse, a Raider, and Behold the Multiverse to potentially sift through some of that. We do need to cut one card if we want to do 24 and 17, which I often like to do. So it's essentially like 16 and a half land. Cinderheart Giant is really a beating as a top end card, and it is a giant, so I don't think I want to cut it. Breaknet Berserker maybe just be our weakest card. That leaves us with 4 3-drops. Could also see cutting like the Fearless Pup. We're not really an aggressive deck, and this doesn't block very well. Whereas at least the Brine Barrow can do some sneaky blocks. So overwhelmingly, we're Berserkers. Much more red than blue, so we probably want like this. 9 red sources, 7 island with potential island. Yeah, alright. Pretty reasonable deck. We did have to take some rares that are very dead, which, you know, we could have had a slightly more powerful deck, but we're sticking to something reasonable here. We're just a 2-color deck, an established archetype. We have decent cards, but not great cards. We do have 3 squashes, which is, I would say, pretty good. Unfortunately, we didn't see like a single Mist Caller to be able to like activate our squash for 3 mana, which is really what I was hoping to find. Just 1 Mist Caller, but no Mist Callers.
Take your looks.
Okay, so we have a 3-drop. I mean, it's not great. We've got a couple turns to potentially draw either something we can foretell or an actual 2-drop. Opponent mauls to 6. That's reasonable. Sure. So we probably want to draw one of these, but not both. Do we even want Broken Bow? Honestly, don't feel like we need either of these things right now. Just like need lands. Right away to non-lands. We drew a non-land. I hope we're gonna hit land here. Sure. Okay, so we did hit. So I think we do boast here. Do we boast here? Is this thing a berserker? No, it's a giant. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can find a free land. Well, that sucks. We lost our Cyclone Summoner, but that does give us a chance to find land next turn, which is nice. We can Craven Hulk here. And then... let's do this now. Lost our Cyclone Summoner. We still have our other big boy. Other big boom. So we did get a land, that's nice. This would be giant. Okay. Cool. So, do we even want to discard anything? We'll just play it. But I don't think we want to discard anything. Sure. So we have Glimpse. Bergstrider. Glimpsing here? Oh man. Dang it. Oh, it's a sorcery. Should have cast both of those. No, didn't matter. I thought this was an instant. I was gonna like cast that during end step and leave squash up. That went pretty well. Maybe the benefit of just playing a regular old 2-color deck, which a lot of times I feel almost obligated to go into 3 colors, but I never find adequate fixing, because you really should only be doing that if you're a base green deck most of the time. It's a lot easier to get the lands in a real draft, though. I feel like the computer takes the lands fairly highly, and I've watched a lot of people draft, like Premier Draft and Traditional Draft on the YouTubes and Twitches and whatnot, and the land goes really, really late a lot of times. So they can get all these dual lands and all this fixing with a pretty low cost for their deck's quality. I don't feel as though that pattern holds true in Quick Draft. Again, we've got all 3 drops, no 2 drops. We're gonna hope we hit a foretell card or a 2-drop. Otherwise, this is gonna feel like a pretty slow start. Aggro deck, eh? Sure. Okay. That's a great target. So we did not end up getting a 2-drop. Pretty unfortunate. That's Top Story Seeker though, which is really nice. Wow. Cool. So I guess we're just playing Arnie and leaving it back in defense. So we could play the Breakneck Berserker next turn or the Craven Hulk. Probably want to play the Craven Hulk just to get Squash online. God damn it. Are you fucking serious? I mean, if you want to trade it, I guess. Okay. Our opponent has no cards in hand and it's turn 3. No cards in hand and it's turn 3. Yeah, okay. That's pretty reasonable. That's just extremely reasonable. Okay. Well, we can play this thing. It does block these things. I guess that's fine. Did you draw removal? Did you really draw removal? What does the cleric have to do with your removal? Just like a buff? Sure. So saving the Basalt Ravager actually ended up being a big game. If he bricks for a little while, we could come back. We do need to find land here. So we foretell this to hold up Squash and Brine Barrow Intruder, right? Or do we just cast this, hope to find a blue so we can keep Intruder up? It doesn't change how this blocks out, though. I'm just going to foretell here. I'm going to play it safe. So now we can Berg Strider this thing, I guess. Okay. So now we can play Firewalker, keep Squash up. Just giant stomp him down. Pretty good. Bye-bye. Huh. So probably just full swing in here. Cool. All right. Back up to tier 2. Squash is good, man. Squash is quite good. I think we only ended up getting 3 actual rares in this one, huh? Lately I'm getting between like closer to 4 to 6. 3 is literally like only the packs we opened. Yeah, we got a turn 2 into a this if nothing else. Hoping we draw some playable critters. A snowland would be nice. Let's go with Bird Daddy. That's potentially going to be pretty scary. For it to be his first spell, too. You're really hoping we get a squash to answer that in a reasonable timeline. So... Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Casting this would make us have to discard at this point, so... Yeah. That's really unfortunate. Just drawing all of our top end. Worst case scenario would be this is a Scorn Effigy, so we can play 2 things pretty easily. We're hoping we can hit our Frostbite with this. We're falling really, really behind. Huh. Oh, he probably thinks we have the 1-2. Fair? Probably thinks we have the 1-2. Tormentor's Helm, not very useful here. Mountain, not very useful here. We really wanted to give ourselves the chance to find the Frostbite, but I think we're just playing out the Kin Seekers. Okay, so we did end up getting the Frostbite, so I think we just fire that away while we can. Start assembling our beef. Roll out cannonballs, bring up some wine. Puff tea, you want a small, shake hands with beef. And there went all our lands. I guess we take the 1 more so we can Cinder Heart Giant next turn. I believe we're going to start getting bound in gold, huh? Or just Iron Verdict. Lots of Iron Verdicts. Pretty good. It's really good, actually. land untaps will squash it. Because we don't even need to. If he only plays one creature here, we just squash it and he's dead. Sure. Squash is love, squash is life. Not doing too bad so far, folks. Not doing too bad. Our opponents have had dirtily openings, though. We haven't gotten roll-a-full-upped, stomped. We haven't gotten Toskied or Colmud or Hyman, whatever the fuck that thing is. The infinite angel bullshits. Well, we have 15 land remaining in the deck, 9 of which are red, but if we don't draw a red in 3 turns, we have literally no castables, so I think we have to mulligan here. If we even get 1 card out of the Firewalker, that takes our mull away, so. And the Intruder's really good in the face of any early aggressive plays. Double Squash is not great. Ribbit. Good. Triple Squash is pretty terrible. Pretty god-awful. Unfortunately, what this means here is he's going to get to make a treasure no matter what. Which if he's choked on... Okay, he's not choked on a color, so... Might not be that big a deal. Him playing a 4-drop here, if it's really powerful, could be a big problem for us. Okay. Fuck my life. So, we've drawn Squash, Squash, Cinder Giant. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, we really need land or something. Okay, so we're gonna do this and fucking pray we hit a land. 2. Unmulliganed ourselves. Our opponent can make a 2/2 every turn. Yep, that still leaves enough mana to do it. I mean, I'll happily take that. We have no means to destroy the Nexus. We're just gonna have to somehow chunk through it. And I don't know how we do that, unfortunately, with our current draw. I guess we'll swing both of these and see what we get. Post one here. Okay, okay. We were hoping for a land. We did not get a land. Sure. Given enough time, he can make so many of those same things that we're just never going to be able to beat him on the ground, and we don't have any other way to beat him. I guess late game Cyclone Summoner is pretty funny. We've got Squash, and Squash, and Squash. Yeesh. Absolutely the kind of deck that would have Warhorn in it too. More flyers. Not good. Yeah. Stomp this thing in the ground. We're totally going to lose to this thing. Can't play around rares though, you know? Did you forget to activate that? I think you did. Probably God's Hall Guardian. God, I hope it's not the Make Angels thing. Oh, it's Demon Bolt. So, if we suspect it's Demon Bolt, we just take this? Fucking bullshit. Okay. So we suspect it's Demon Bolt. Not gonna cast. Yeah. It's just so obviously Demon Bolt. We really needed to draw something there. Dang it. Let's see. 16 cards. 8 land. 17.1. Is that 9 land actually? 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's 8. Interesting. So we've got Giant. I guess we'll go for Ravager on the Courser. It's just so transparently Demon Bolt. Block the Giant with everything. Bolt the Ravager is the best line. That makes us need to draw something. That is the wrong line. Let's see if he finds it. I guess we should have attacked with the Intruder too, so we actually made a boo-boo. So if we block with the Intruder too, then he's just dead. Because he has to team block the Giant. Does he not understand head trample? No head trample. So now there's a world in which that wasn't Demon Bolt, right? I don't know what world that is. I don't know what spell that could have been. I suppose it could have been Verdict. I suppose it could have been Verdict. Really feel like it was Demon Bolt though. But we did play around the card we suspected would cause us to lose in that state, and we managed to pull it out. Pretty cool. Just needed to get the biggest thing on our deck on the field. Sir Pantalones. Glimpse turn 2, Firewalker turn 3. Seems good. Ribbit. Those of you wondering why I'm ribbiting, this is Coke Zero with coffee. I like it. It's weird, but I like it. Hoggy Mob or... Oh, we got 2 land in hand. I don't mind Tormenting Helm either. I probably should have took the land to guarantee we could play Hulk. Honestly. Yeah, I should have taken a land there. That was a bad play. Okay, so now we can... We probably actually don't want to boast here. We just want to keep pressure up. Also activate our squashes, which is pretty great. Nothing. Okay. So means, crew your boat. Oh, they both have to attack. Oh, that's lame. I forgot the damn effect. Yeah, there's nothing I could have done about that. Well, I mean, I guess I could have swung and then, yeah, I could have played that differently. I forgot about the effect from this critter. That was a potentially big boo-boo. We do have a few more firewalkers, but we're pretty much out of gas, and that would have been a great card to have in our pocket. At least now we're only a couple land off the big Cinder Giant. Hoping we don't get squashed ourselves here. Why do I talk? Why do I talk, ladies and gentlemen? Why do I allow words to escape my mouth hole? So, unfortunately, we're at 7 land and 14 cards, which isn't great. The upside... $19.1. Yeah, we're flooding a little. We're flooding a little. A little flooding. If he has another squash, I'm going to be sad. Wow. Okay, now we're officially out of gas. And still drawing land. Cool. So we'll hold this in case we hit the Imistern Raider. Damn it. Another floody game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in 20, 8 and 16. 8 and 16. Oh god, is it Cinder? Is it Cinder? Who cares? Cooler. Okay, now we can't attack anymore. Fuck! One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 16 cards, 7.2%. Yep, probably dead now. Almost certainly dead because of the recruiter. He can get back Kadar or Hagi. We lose our creature. Ugh, gross. Well, we did our best, folks. Bye-bye. I quit. Too many damn lands, man. A lot of sifting. We should be able to find us some giants here. Are we playing this first with no giants in hand? Probably not. Gosh, we are flooding out a bit already, huh? Oh, we'll take the mob. Put 2 land in the bottom. One of them snow covered, unfortunately, making our burg a little worse. Should we find it? Fearless Pup and... wow, it's actually really good. Gonna have another non-game here, looks like, folks. Yeah. Looks like another non-game. Gosh, just flooding and flooding and flooding, huh? Yeah, yeah. That missing land gives us a chance, though, right? Oh, I thought this was the stage where it, fuck. Where it reduced the cost. Gosh. Such a bad start. But if we would have bottomed it, we would have drawn this and a question mark. Yeah. Holy fuck, dude. Oh, I forgot to cast this. Oh, that's on me. Yeah. Sure. Probably just squashing the pup. I guess we could equip this and glimpse that. Kill this thing. I forgot to cast that. It's really dumb. We have bottomed so much land already, though, like, or passed so much land. Need to find some critters here. This could be Dwarven Recruitment, could be Iron Verdict. Just gonna keep the pressure up on us. So we can equip this, play this, equip this, and hit this, or we can play Hoggy Mob and Glimpse. That's probably fine. Fine with him double blocking here. We need him to not, like, have Spectral Steel to throw on that. Ouch. Pretty good. Super losing this race currently. Yes. Off to the races. I know we could have played Arnie there and swung for 10, but I feel like getting an activation off Firewalker is more important. Dude's finally got his 3rd mana. Shit's gonna get real now. We could very easily die from this Valkyrie if we don't draw an out. Which currently is Frostbite or one of our 2 squashes. I guess Ravager does it as well. Or Cyclone Summoner, which we can't cast at the moment though. Boast here? I think we do. Cool. So, Firewalker's Boast lets us cast anything but Cinder Giant or Cyclone. Unless we top a land. If our opponent doesn't have, like, Doomscar and a Plains with it already foretold, then... Yep. It's nice to be on the other side of screw once in a while. Okay, Henry. You've had a pretty good day. Henry. Let's do our value check again here. So we have, I believe, 1 rare in the deck, which is, oh no, 2 rares. Cyclone Summoner and Arnie. And then I believe we had 1 other rare, I think. Yep, so 3 total rares, that's 600. And we're at 650 gems, so 1250 and a pack, that's 1450. There's always a chance to get a bonus pack, but we've basically doubled our investment so far, which is pretty great. Sometimes you double your investment and lose all your games because you just get handed all the jank rares. You take like 6 and a mythic, but your deck's an unplayable piece of shit, which a couple of games I've done without recording it been like that. The 2-3 and the 3-3. We've got Arnie on 3. Breakdancer on 3. Sure. The only card we need 2 blue for is this dude, so just gonna need more red. Would have been nice to get a foretell card there, but you know. Ooh, okay, Raven Wings is pretty scary. Our deck does not deal with flying well. Probably should have cast Arnie first there. I guess it doesn't matter. So, Giant Wizard, Dwarven Berserker. We don't really care about him getting both here? Really? Okay. He's committed, man. Sure. Gonna dig for land. If he hits it, I'll regret it. I think it's better to save this trick. Did not hit a land. I don't think you can foretell from that zone either. Oh, okay. Sure. Bye-bye. Ooh, frostbite? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Wow, that's so fucking good. So good. Oh, man. Good on you, opponent. That was really, really fucking good. I don't think you can afford to attack now, though. I might be wrong. So I'd be happy to get another land here to allow me to Berg Strider and lead up the shooter. So now we just tap this. You can't block and you're dead. Just that easy. Pretty good run today, man. Pretty good run. So we were at 1450 value, I believe, before. So now we go to 1650, potentially 1750. Oh no, that guarantees us a pack. That's 1950. If we get the second pack as well.
Take your marks. Set.
What do we got? What do we got, Henry? Doesn't really matter from here, does it? I mean, we won enough games. Even if we get horribly stomped and flood out, we're happy, right? Are we happy? Soon have to play. All right, we've got blue land. We've got turn 2 play. A lot of very playable draws in these games, honestly. Pretty reasonable draws. We made a pretty reasonable deck. 17 mana was absolutely the right call. Okay, I mean, if he has something big and scary to accelerate with Age Cavalry, we're going to get into rough territory. So we've got an island and a mountain currently. A 3-drop, a 4-drop, a 3-drop. I guess invasion is fine. Damn. Yep. That's very good. So we can't race that. Sit here. Cannot race life gain. Story Seeker is just such a good card. He's just got the beats, man. He's got the absolute beats. That's really, really incredible. Had no time to set up here at all. Are we playing Firewalker and holding up Intruder to get tricky, or are we just playing our own Hulk? We're just playing our own Hulk here, right? We're just dead to any tricks. Put a lot of damage into us. He's got a very aggressive curve out. Come on, seriously? We gotta beat this card twice? We gotta beat that card twice and we're already super behind on board. I do not think it's possible, folks. Genuinely do not think it's possible. Another Firewalker is fine, but it's not getting us out of the hole we're in now. I think we can swing this, though. And just move the equipment. Since his ground attacks, his ground blocks are pretty dog shitty right now. Really? Okay. Yeah. So we're probably just boasting here. God damn it. One of two fucking cards we could get that we wouldn't be able to cast. And one of the better cards to be able to finish this. That sucks. Yeah. That really sucks. Ravager kills this? We could always dig for a behold, or dig for a squash rather. Ooh, or we could just draw one. Or we could just draw one. We're holding this back to prevent any hasty shenanigans from taking too big a chunk out of us. Yeah, you got me. Damn it. We have this. Turn all permanents to their owner's hands except giants, wizards, and lands. These are shapeshifters, so it does not remove the tokens. That's actually kind of terrible. Okay. Okay. Yeah, those seem pretty good. Really? Okay. Dang it. That's a lot of blockers. It's a lot of blockers, folks. Sure. Really good. So this one would stay in. Yep. Well, that is a seven-win run. We did it, folks. We did it. We got there. It's been a while. 7 wins and 1 loss. About as close to a perfect run as you're ever going to see on this show. What a great overall run, and a great example of just drafting a solid deck and not getting too caught up chasing after more powerful cards. We saw many pack mates and struggles and multiple Vegas and other sexy things go by us, and we stayed true to our original concept and idea in pack 1. And we were rewarded with a lot of Firewalkers, which was pretty reliably good. The Ravager, which was instrumental in several games, and just all the effing squashes. Like, Squash is just, again, Squash is a nutty card. If you're seeing multiples of Squash, just go into Red, man. It's really good. Overall, I think we made the correct decision on our land mass as well. Even Cinderheart Giant ended up being an instrumental card in one of our victories. Do not sleep on Cinderheart Giant. It is very expensive, but there's very little bounce played in this format. And really, if you're not getting bounced or bound in gold, it's really hard to deal with, and potentially kills multiple creatures and forces through a lot of damage, especially if you have squashes or tricks or fire frostbites or God, run amucks. Jeez, imagine you have a run amok. They multiple block this, and you just run amok and decimate their whole fucking board for a 2-mana card. Yeah, pretty happy with this overall. My name's Gravity Groove. This has been Not Safe for Work Magic. If you've enjoyed the show and the content you've seen today, please consider liking, subscribing, leave a goddamn motherfucking son of a bitch in comment. You understand why this is Not Safe for Work Magic? Because the algorithm needs to know so that other people can know. Hopefully you had fun, and that means we will see you again. And if so, I can't wait. Boom. Thanks for hanging out.